All right, guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay. So we've got the Moto G Power and we got the TCL 10L. Now this device is coming to the market. At the recording of this video, it's not officially out yet. I appreciate TCL sending it over, but I wanted to go ahead and get this video done right here because both of these are great phones. I've been using them both side by side, and I wanted to just show them to you so you can see what you're getting into. Technically, these both are going to be about the same price from what I understand. This is $250, and I understand this is going to be $250 as well. They're spec'd almost the same in a lot of ways, so I think this will be a really fair battle. So let's power them up at the same time here. All right, and let's see which one boots the fastest. I'm just going to cover a few things like screen and speakers and performance and build quality, the normal things that a person would be interested in when buying a new device. So these two are going to boot up here. Looks like the Motorola won that one. Looks like it's going to. Yep, it is on now, and the TCL is coming up behind. There we go. So the Motorola has 4 gigs of RAM and the TCL has 6 gigs of RAM. They're both running the Snapdragon 665. So this is interesting. Gonna go get these unlocked, and then we'll take a look at the screen. All right, guys, so I've got both phones loaded up with a video here. This is just a quick screen check. This is a 6.53-inch display on the top on the TCL, and this is the Motorola coming in at 6.4. So in this part of the video, I'm not so much focused on sound. I'll get to speakers next, so I'm going to turn the volume down on both. But I just want to play these so you can get a sense of how these are going to be for video if you decide this is what you want to get. So we're going to play these here. They both look really solid. You're looking at it over video, and you're going to say, "Oh man, they both look." I got both of them at the full brightness as well. So let's pull them in one at a time here, so you can get a better definition of how it looks. This is the Motorola. You can kind of see what you think of the quality of this video coming through the camera, that is. This is a quick look at, take a look at the definition, the tones, the detail, the colors, and everything like that the best you can. And here is the TCL. Now here they are kind of side by side as best I can do it. There we go. Now the TCL is producing really nice colors. It has the ability to turn on and off the NXT Vision. So it's turned on right now, so I can turn it off by hitting this button on the bottom. Now it's turned off. It's basically a video enhancer. And even with the video enhancer turned off, the TCL looks much better. Now, I don't know how well this comes across on video, but the TCL screen is absolutely beautiful. That is something that I think you might have expected. If you know TCL, they're good for TVs, and now they're doing phones. So in my opinion, you can disagree, or if you have both of these phones, look at them in person yourself. But I think the TCL looks a heck of a lot better in this particular video. I just randomly chose a video. And I think the TCL looks great. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to test the speakers, and the TCL is the challenger, so I'll just crank it up here. Front 2 windows, back windshield the back window is 15. I'll put it kind of next to the mic. The back of the car is 15. So again, by the time you see it, this is when it's just now getting picked up from the shop. So as close as I can. By the time you see this, it's 3 days later or so. And I'm liking it, man. All right, so let's crank up the Motorola. To a show, man, I was cooking. I was like, oh my gosh, man. I'm burning up, and it's summertime. So with these leather seats, that's the way it goes. Now the Motorola real quick video definitely wins when it comes to throw it up for you guys. Speakers. That looks clean, don't it? All you guys are like, oh, Jay, you need to hurry up and tint it. I just wasn't sure if I wanted to tint it. Now my buddy who owns the shop, he was like, man, you gonna tint this? So in my opinion, the TCL screen looks better in real life. to the naked eye. But the speakers on the Motorola are absolutely fantastic. So screen quality, in my opinion, goes to the TCL, and the speaker goes to the Motorola. So next, we're going to look at performance, and we'll get that set up for you. I'll just open up some apps and scroll through the menu and things like that. Let's go. Okay, so now I'm just going to open up Instagram and Twitter, and then I'll take the web browsers to a page and, you know, open up a desktop page and things like that. So first, let's just do Instagram. So as you can see, the TCL opened up first. Now let's close that out. Let's go to Twitter. And the TCL has 6 gigs of RAM, so that's why it should technically perform very well. I just opened up those 2 apps, but let's go back to those apps and see here. Yeah, no reloading or anything. So, you know, they both handle that pretty well. Now I'm going to take it to a web page. I'm going to open up a full web page. Now this is just a mild test. So let me get this set up for you. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and go through the web page. You can see how it scrolls through. Remember, you know, this has 6 gigs on the TCL, and then it has 4 gigs on the Motorola, but the Motorola is performing extremely well for what it is. So I'm going to pick an article now. I'm going to press it at the same time. Hopefully I can just get these to open up at about the same time. So the TCL appears to load it a little faster. They're both struggling with that ad right there, though. That ad in the center. There they go. They both loaded up, but the TCL did it a little bit faster. Let's see if I can find something else to click on here. Oh, that's nothing. Let's see here. All right, let's go here. I'm going to go ahead and change it to request desktop mode. See if it'll go ahead and load that. Remember, these are both running the Snapdragon 665, and they both pretty much loaded that one up fairly quickly. So let's click on 2 ads here. So these are, you know, running neck and neck, even though the TCL has 2 gigs more RAM. It still seems to be rolling right along because they're both running the same processor. And it's going to come down to how the software is optimized, and that's something that you'll determine whether or not how you like it or not. So let's go to a different site here. All right, so I've got them loading up CNN. I'm going to go ahead and click a different article. This Motorola grabbed this huge ad at the top, looks like, but we'll just give it a run here. All right, let's see here. Yeah, so these are rolling neck and neck, man. I don't see an issue with either one of these being bad performers or anything like that. Let's turn off desktop. Take it back. Yeah, they're rolling neck and neck, man. I mean, I don't think you're going to be able to tell the difference in performance between these 2 devices at all. So the next thing I want to talk about is the build quality on these. And so this is where it really becomes subjective, if you will. You determine which one you like better. Going to clean them up here a little bit, because these are definitely, it's more than just design. It's just literally the build quality on them. They're both fingerprint magnets in these colors. I would have preferred a white color in both of these, but hey, it is what it is. But build quality and design and hardware. Let's start with the Challenger, obviously. Now, the Motorola is going to be hard to pick up on camera, but it actually has a nice design behind the glass. It's like a black pinstripe or whatever. But they both have a fingerprint reader in the center of the phones, ultimately. And they both have cameras. Now, here's where the TCL takes it in a whole nother direction and goes away from the norm, which is having the cameras go down like this. It has the cameras going across, 4 across, and then 2 LEDs on either side of it. And the Motorola just has 3 cameras and an LED down there. Now, again, subjective. Both of these are just different animals. But, you know, if I had to pick one, As far as hardware and design goes, I like the back of this TCL, the little shimmering design or whatever. Really like that. It's thinner than the Motorola, but it's a little taller. But they both have a headphone jack. They both have fairly decent fingerprint readers. But the TCL has a nice, I think the TCL's fingerprint reader appears to be faster at times, but the Motorola is faster that time. So overall, they both have fast fingerprint readers. They both have that camera up in the top left corner of the screen. The software, again, you know, it's subjective whether you like their launcher or not. But hardware and design, it's kind of a toss-up because this phone is bigger and thinner. But that camera module, I can't say that I'm a fan of that too much. But I like the color of this phone compared to the Motorola. And the Motorola only comes in this one color. This phone comes in two colors, but I don't know if they're going to sell both colors in the US or not. So, yeah, it's going to depend on, you know, which one you like better. But I like the color of this phone. I like the feel and hand of this phone because it's thinner and a little bit taller. But this phone right here has a design that I could probably live with a lot longer. But ultimately, just personal preference. Also, the headphone jack is on the top of the TCL and on the bottom of the Motorola. So keep that in mind. So now that we've kind of got that out of the way, let's talk about battery life. So you've got, these were the last screenshots that I took on both of these phones. I'm still testing the battery on this device, but this one ended up, I think I got a different screenshot of this one. I'm not sure. I don't know if I do, but nonetheless, 6 hours and 1 day and 4 hours on the TCL. And then on the Motorola, we've got 2 days, which that's actually like 2 days and 47 hours. It's really 3 days, but you got 15 and a half hours of screen on time. So yeah, the Motorola nonetheless crushes the TCL in battery. That is a no-brainer because also this phone has a 4,000 milliamp hour battery, I believe, and this one has a 5,000. So that plays a huge part. So you can imagine if this phone had a 5,000 milliamp hour battery. Yeah, I really expected more out of the battery out of this TCL, to be honest. But you know, using it 3 days straight, that is the battery that I got, or excuse me, a day and a half straight or so. I've charged it twice in 3 days, and that's kind of the battery that I'm getting, 6 hours to 7 hours. But the Motorola definitely destroys probably every phone on the market right now for battery. So the price of these, again, are pretty much identical. And, you know, that's a quick comparison for you, man. I mean, the cameras on here, I don't know if I want to post any shots of this yet because I'm still kind of in my testing phase. We'll see, but I think for now that should do it. The cameras on both of these are really good, but I can tell you the TCL is really good. That means cameras are really, really strong. So ultimately, it still comes down for personal preference. I think that both of these are great. The Motorola wins in the battery. You know, the TCL wins in the screen. The Motorola wins in the speakers. You know, it's a back and forth toss. Performance on these are pretty much identical. So you would have to choose. Now, I think if I was going to go long term, the edge that the Motorola has is that it's pretty much universal and everyone knows about this phone. And it can work on all carriers. You know, most Motorola phones works on all carriers. TCL is just planting their feet. So again, at the recording of this video, the phone isn't even launched yet. So, but for what it is, folks, I think this phone is going to be a killer. I think more people are going to be attracted to this phone, this TCL, over the Motorola, even though the Motorola has more battery. You know, it's just something about this phone that's eclectic and different. But they're the same price. So just based on what you saw here, it's going to be just which one do you like better. You really can't write off TCL because you've never used one of their phones before. So you look at it this way, look at how evenly matched they are for their first like official phone in this arena, this category here. They're evenly matched, or if not better than the Motorola in some areas. So if screen is important to you, you definitely want to go with the TCL. This screen is gorgeous in person, and it's amazing how the camera is not going to pick it up, folks. For those that got this phone from TCL for review, they can probably tell you that this screen is there's no way this phone costs $250. That's what you want to say. But it doesn't have stereo speakers. It's got a bottom firing speaker, but still, it's a pretty decent speaker. But in person, if the video can't pick it up, because I'm wearing a microphone on my head, pretty much a mic, wireless mic system, but so you can't really pick up. I'm not using my other mic that I could just point at the phones, but you can't really pick up the difference too much over video that the Motorola just blasts. This is one of the loudest set of speakers on a phone that's 250. And phones that are more than 250, this phone is louder. So, you're going to have to determine whether or not you think that this phone is worth your $250. I personally, man, I hate to say it, but if I had to go for a long time, I think I will be really comfortable with the TCL because that screen is beautiful and I like their launcher. And look, up here on the launcher, you can go here and do it like this for the launcher. If you don't like that, you can sort them by the name, the label, the usage. Right now it's done by category. You can do by icon, color, by installation. So you can have like this kind of drawer. It's just a matter of what you want to do, like doing it by icon, color. I mean, see, you get this same kind of drawer by installation, by usage, by label, which this is another cool one right here. It's alphabetical order like the Microsoft, by name. You see what I'm saying? And by category. So I like the category. I think that's nice. But the TCL's launcher and software is pretty much stock, man. I mean, look at Motorola has a stock icon set up. Look at TCL's. You see what I'm saying? So this is a win-win, folks. I mean, I can't tell you that the TCL is a phone that you're going to want to pass on. The Motorola is a great phone, but if you're wanting to try something new, you definitely want to think about this TCL when it launches, depending on when you're watching this video. I'm enjoying using the TCL. This obviously is a daily driver for me, and this phone has been getting in my main SIM card. So I don't know. This is a tough one for me, man. What do you guys think? Which one of these phones do you think you would want to buy? Again, if media consumption is important to you, the TCL screen is incredible in person, and that's saying something because this Motorola screen is beautiful in person. I mean, it's beautiful, but you can see the difference in the quality of everything just sitting right here next to each other. The TCL screen is absolutely beautiful, man. And you'll see a lot of people saying, hey, man, I can't believe this phone is $250. And I say that too. And these cameras are going to impress you. They really are. It's your man, Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed. You guys asked for a comparison, and I definitely was ready to give a comparison on these. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Which one would you spend $250 on? You tell me. Take care.